Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to Elijah Talks Football and welcome to another episode of Premier League Predictions. And guess what? The international break is finally over. And guess what? There will be no more international break until March 2024 when the teams that haven't qualified for the European Championship will have to play in the playoffs in order for them to be qualified. So and yeah, many other teams will be doing international friendly as well. So no more international break until the March 2024, and the Premier League is back. So bye bye international break and hello Premier League. Chelsea is back, the whole team is back, and the best league in the world is back. So yeah, I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I like to say now Chelsea have picked up some good form, picked up decent points against a very good teams. I have to say I'm happy because I started to miss Chelsea because you know the last two games we scored 8 goals and we picked up 4 points. The Man City game we should have won that game if Anthony Taylor wasn't that referee. The Tottenham game, yes, we beat them, but it should have been more than 4 goals. So the Arsenal game should have won. The Liverpool game should have won. So Chelsea have picked up some really good form against the top six teams. So that's why I was hoping that. I just wish that the international break can soon be over, and thank God it's only 2 weeks. So there you go. So before I get started, the first thing I'm going to do is that well done to all those teams who have been qualified for the European Championship, except for Wales, Norway once again. I think it's Sweden and who else? And I think that might be it. That's the only teams that I've heard of. The rest of them I don't know, so I do apologize. But for those of you who didn't qualify, you still have a chance. You have to make sure that you win in your playoffs in March, and then you'll be qualified for the European Championship. So there you go. And the second thing is that if you guys are happy that the Premier League is back, and if you're happy for me to continue doing my Premier predictions as I always do every Friday, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and the other series I've done so far. Don't forget, if you're new, hit the subscribe button and make sure you subscribe to my new channel name called Elijah Talks Football. And ever since I created that name, guess what? I get more views on my videos and a few more subscribers on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for those of you that watch either this video or the past couple of videos for 1 year or 2 years ago, and so many comments on that one. Thank you so much. So make sure you click the subscribe button, keep on liking, keep on clicking that bell notification, because there's going to be really really good games. I'm going to be mentioning them in this video, and I'm going to tell you guys which live games I'm going to be covering tomorrow, so make sure you guys don't miss any of that. And then hit the share button so that everyone is welcome to give their predictions in the comments down below. So make sure you share this video to everybody that you know, with your friends or family. Hit the share button, let them know that you're all welcome, whether you're a Chelsea fan, an Arsenal fan, whatever team you support. You're welcome to come to my channel and give your predictions in the comments down below. So if you guys can do that for me, that would be great. Now that the Premier League is back, it's time for me to do my Premier predictions for game week number 13. So without further ado, here we go. Right, so the first game is, strangely enough, the game of the weekend, the big game. The two best managers in the world that will be facing each other at the Etihad is Manchester City versus Liverpool. Now, before I get into this, I was when I saw this fixture, I thought to myself, why is this game not on a Sunday? Like, doesn't Super Sunday means like big games like Liverpool, Man United, or the North London Derby? Why is this game being that 12:30 p.m. kickoff so early? And guess what? When that happens to Manchester City and Liverpool, they don't really do well at the 12:30 p.m. kickoff. Like when Liverpool faced Everton earlier this season, that game could have been 0-0 instead of Liverpool 2-0 if those referees did booked Konaté as well. The Man City game last season against a big team lost, especially the game against Brentford 2-1. So So would this game will be a bad thing for both Manchester City and Liverpool? We have to wait and see. But that game should be on a Sunday, at least 4:30 p.m. Cuba, because that's a big game. And for that game to be the first game of since the international break is over, to me, I don't get it. I really don't. And there's certain games where I think to myself that game should be televised on TV, but I'll get to that in just a minute. But listen, the Premier League just can be weird sometimes. So, but anyway, the game of the weekend is tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. kickoff, and that is the game I'm going to be covering on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys make sure you guys check that out tomorrow. So yeah, Man City versus Liverpool. Now looking at this year, to me that's hopefully that this game as always, will be entertaining. Because guess what? Last season, yes, last season at the Etihad, Liverpool got absolutely destroyed by Manchester City, and that's what's the season, yeah, where they were in the title race. And guess what? If Liverpool aren't in the title race, then you know that Man City are going to destroy them. But if Liverpool are in the title race, like we have seen this season, then there is a chance that Liverpool can get something in this game and make sure that they don't get destroyed. Remember 2 years ago when these two were in the title race, guess where that game ended? 2-2 for both at the Etihad and at Anfield. So since Liverpool and City are definitely in the title race because Liverpool are just 1 point behind Manchester City, as I'm calling this right now, I see this game being like a draw. Because I see many people going for City to win because it's at the Etihad. Listen, I don't think Liverpool are good. I don't think teams are going to beat Man City at the Etihad because it's still a difficult stadium to beat. The only team that has ever gone to the Etihad and win was Brentford, and that was a year ago. Ever since then, it's just been wins after wins after wins, no draws, no losses. So I feel like Liverpool are going to be the first team here to end Manchester City's win Etihad win, because I don't think Man City will lose at the Etihad against Liverpool. I don't think so. But I can see that this is the first time like that Manchester City ever dropped points at the Etihad. Because like I said before, they always get wins at the Etihad, whether it's against Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, or something like that. They always get that win. But listen, both teams are in the title race, so that's why I thought to myself, I wanted to go for like a 2-1 Manchester City win, but I thought to myself, you know what? Liverpool are in the title race. They're doing far much better this season than they did last season. So yeah, fair play to Klopp and fair play to FSG and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean Liverpool are back where they should have been this time last season. So there you go. So yeah, so since this game is an earlier kickoff, and since both these teams don't tend to do well in the earlier kickoff, that's why I kind of go for Liverpool win and the Manchester City win. So that's why in my prediction, I'm gonna go for a Desmond 2-2 because like I said, when these two faced each other when they were titleways, ended 2-2, and it was the most entertaining game. This game at the Etihad, I see this being the same thing. If Liverpool were like in fifth or sixth place, then I would definitely go for Manchester City with a probably 3-1. But since Liverpool in the titleways and they're in second place, just 1 point behind Manchester City, I'm gonna go for 2-2. You know, I don't think both teams will win that game tomorrow since the 12:30 p.m. kickoff. And yeah, but I see Liverpool like really getting something. So yeah, yes. Manchester City got players is got injuries, but listen, they can still cope without Kevin De Bruyne. Let's see if Jeremy Doku can do much better than he did against Chelsea because he got pocketed by Reece James. So Trent, it's over to you. Can you pocket Doku like Reece James did? We're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, Rodri, even though he scored a deflected goal, I don't think he had a really good game. So let's see what he can do. Let's see if Liverpool can do what Chelsea did, like go toe to toe with Manchester City. Because there's certain teams like Manchester United that didn't do it. So let's see if Liverpool can do it, and I believe they will do it. So yeah, so for this game on an earlier kickoff. And this game will be on Sky Sports, by the way, instead of TNT Sports. So yeah, if you guys are wondering. So yeah, so for this game tomorrow, huge game of the weekend. I'm gonna go for Desmond 2-2. The goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Mo Salah to score. Mo Salah to score, Luis Diaz to score. For Manchester City, Erling Haaland has scored against Liverpool. I think he will do it. Depends if Liverpool's defense can handle it. Who else will score? Haaland will score, and I feel like possibly Phil Foden will score. Actually, no, Rodri will score actually. So yeah, Haaland and Rodri to score for Manchester City, Salah and Luis Diaz to score for Liverpool. So yeah, that is how this game is gonna end 2-2. Hopefully that will be the most entertaining game. Imagine if I watch that game and it ends 0-0, then that will be the first time since these two faced each other it was a boring 0-0. But I don't think it's going to be a boring game. I'm hoping that it's going to be another entertaining game like it was last season and the season before that. So yeah, 2-2 for Manchester City against Liverpool. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, like I said, this game should be on a Sunday. Not sure why it's an early kickoff. I'm not sure why, but at least that's going to be televised on TV. So there you go. So yeah, Man City 2, Liverpool 2 is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. All right, the next game is Burnley versus West Ham United. Now, Burnley have only had one win so far this season, and that was against Luton Town away from home. Their home record hasn't been that great. Every game has been loss after loss after loss. I think their only draw was it against Nottingham Forest? I think something like that. But yeah, their home record is just terrible this season. No wins whatsoever. And if Burnley keep on going like this, the big question is, will Vincent Kompany, the greatest ever manager that had them their world record in the championship, will he get sacked? I don't think he'll get sacked, but if he continues like this, then there's a potential. There could be a potential. So if Vincent Kompany does want to get sacked, then to me, he needs to like start picking up wins, start picking up these results because when game week 13 and Burnley are still bottom of the in the relegation zone. So Vincent Company needs to do much better. He really, really does need to do much better. But listen, Burnley, I don't think they'll do well against low blocks because they didn't get a result against Nottingham Forest. Against Brentford, they got absolutely destroyed 3-0. So for this game tomorrow, I see West Ham getting that win because they got that decent result against Nottingham Forest, which beat them 2-3-2, 5 goals thriller, and West Ham won that game. And yeah, so and plus James Ward-Prowse. Hopefully, I don't think James Ward-Prowse is well featured off because he didn't feature in the England game. So hopefully he'll be featured in a European Championship, which I don't think it will happen, but we shall wait and see. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I see Burnley scoring in this game, but West Ham United are going to get that win. So for this game tomorrow at 3 p.m. kickoff, I'm going to go for West Ham United win of 3-1. Goal scorers is going to be James Ward-Prowse with a free kick or maybe from a corner. Jared Bowen and also let me think. Jared Bowen and who else? Mikel Antonio. I mean, Mikel Antonio has been scoring and have lots of goals so far this season, so he needs to pick up some goal scoring form because I'm very worried for him. I really, really am. But yeah, for this game, yeah, 3-1 to West Ham, no doubt about it. I see another Burnley sorry. I see another Burnley loss at home, so yeah, there's nothing we can do. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, West Ham United 3, Burnley 1. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow at Turf Moor, in the East, in East Lancashire. So there we go. Right, the next one is Luton Town against Crystal Palace. Luton Town, their last game was against what was Luton Town's last game? Let me give me a second. What did the Town's last game? Sorry, guys. Let me Town's last game. Oh yeah, they lost 1-0 against Manchester United. I believe that Crystal Palace won their game, last game. No, they've lost. So both teams have lost. Yeah, Crystal Palace lost against Everton 3-2, and and I'll get to Everton in just a moment. Where for Luton Town they've lost 1-0 to Manchester United. Now looking at this game, I mean Luton Town are just listen and yeah, Luton Town. There's going to be a surprise when I talk about Everton, but I'm not going to talk about it just yet. But yeah, for this game, their home record is just terrible, absolutely terrible. I think it's only one draw and like a few losses. Their only win was against Everton, and that was away from home. And Kenneth Road is just a horrible place to go to. They just don't have a good record there. They really, really don't. So yeah, for Crystal Palace, their last away win was against a newly promoted team, Burnley, which they beat them 2-0. And they did the same thing against Sheffield United. So yeah, so Crystal Palace against newly promoted teams have scored 3 goals and conceded none. So for this game, I see Crystal Palace get another win against newly promoted teams without conceding. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I wanted to go for 1-0 Crystal Palace, but since Luton Town are just awful, I don't think Crystal Palace will destroy Luton Town, but I see them get another win against newly appointed teams. So for that game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a Crystal Palace 2-0 win against Luton Town at Kenneth Road. So yeah, it's gonna be another disappointing performance at home for Luton Town and for Crystal Palace. They'll just bounce back after that. Not bit of a shock, but like a tiny bit shock against Everton when they lost 3-2, especially at home. So there you go. So yeah, Crystal Palace, another win for them. Away from home against really devoted teams without conceding. So that's why I'm gonna go for 2-0. The goal scorers for me, I'm gonna go for. Let's see. I'm gonna go for Eze, and I'm not sure who else is gonna score for Crystal Palace. But yeah, all I know, 2-0 to them. They're going to get that win. So, yeah, Luton Town, they may have been, out of it, but they're going to return back to that place very, depending on the other results. So, there we go. So, yeah, 2-0 to Crystal Palace. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. I can afford. Now, here comes the one that remember, guys, I told you about. There's another game where I thought to myself, why this game cannot be live on TV, and that is Newcastle United against Chelsea. Now, looking at this game, that game is at 3 p.m. But if you want me to be honest with you, I know Newcastle United had a lot of 5 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday, but this game could have been another one. Like, if you want me to be really honest, I think the excuse me. I think the Brentford versus Arsenal game should be on an earlier kickoff since that game is a London derby. That game should be at 12:30 p.m. kickoff. The Newcastle Chelsea game, if that game can't be at 5:30 p.m., put it on a Saturday at 8 p.m. instead. Put on that because that game is a huge game. It really is because Chelsea are getting these results. For Newcastle United, they starting to like look a tiny bit terrible at the moment. But this game is a huge game because new owners of the club spending, spending, spending. So I don't know why this game cannot be live on TV. So this game should be on a Saturday night, either at 5:30 p.m. kickoff or maybe 8 p.m. That game should be live on TV. Like it's just so strange to me. It really, really is. And like I said before, the Man City Liverpool game should be on a Sunday at 4:30 p.m. kickoff at least. At least. So that's why the Premier League government, I don't know what he was thinking that time. So yeah, it's just really, really strange. But anyway, back to this game. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I am going to do a match preview later on today, so make sure you guys check that out. But I'm going to give you like a few important things to talk about in my prediction. First of all, Chelsea players are back in training. Of course, Christopher Nkunku and Lavia is fit, but they'll miss out for tomorrow's trip against up to Newcastle. So yeah, that's why I hope Pochettino I hope Pochettino is careful because if those players were fully fit, then yes, they could be in the squad. But if they're not, then just remove them from the squad. So there we go. But I'm happy that both Lavia and Christopher Nkunku is back. But the most surprising one is Wesley Fofana. I mean, I saw a tweet by Ben Jacobs yesterday, and he was talking about Wesley Fofana. I thought to myself, let me have a look. And then the news just said that Wesley Fofana is back on grass. And I thought to myself, no, this cannot be true. This cannot be true. Then when I saw Fabrizio Romano, he tweeted the exact same thing. I was like, wow. I mean, I thought Wesley Fana is going to be out of the West this season, at least of April or May, because when players get an ACL, you know what's going to happen. They're going to miss the rest of the season. But the fact that Wesley Fana is on the guards tells you that it's either he's been eating something that gives him more energy, or maybe the medical team has done something to really take care of Wesley Fana. So honestly, like that's quick because he got injured before the season starts. So the last pre-season, I think that was against Dortmund, he got injured. So that's what I thought to myself. I wish Racing Final all the best, and hopefully he will come back fitter and stronger. I didn't expect him to be back on the grass in November. I really didn't. Excuse me, guys. Let me grab some water. Yeah, I really didn't expect him to be on the grass, especially in November before Christmas. So honestly, that's really surprised. So there you go. But he's looking likely to be back for Chelsea. People are the sources are telling me it could be in January, and if that actually is, then that is like 4 months early when he's back for Chelsea. So there you go. So I was surprised when I saw this yesterday. So what I thought it was fake, it's actually true. So there you go. So I'm happy for Wes Fofana to be back on the guards and to be part of the training group. So there you go. But yeah, there's still no Trevor Chalobah. There's still no, the likes of Manager no Bolsha is fit enough. Who else is not there? But yeah, Chelsea got a few injuries, only six of them. But Newcastle got a lot of injuries. So yeah, so going into this game, I think Chelsea, if they want to be in the top five, we need to pick up. We need to start getting wins after wins after wins, because after this we got Brighton, Man United, Everton. I believe it's Sheffield United, Luton Town, and all that stuff, and I think Nottingham Forest after that. So we need to start picking up wins if we want to get in the top five. So listen, I wanted to go for Newcastle win, but the fact that Chelsea have shown them in big games and have getting these results, I don't think we'll win at St James's Park, because Liverpool are the only team that can do that, but Chelsea are not like Liverpool at the moment. So that's why for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for 1-1, because I think both Chelsea and Newcastle's defense are looking really good, but when it comes to like taking much chances in this game, both teams cannot do it. So that's why I'm gonna go for a draw 1-1 at least. So yeah, I mean Newcastle are a really good team, and going to James Park ain't that easy because the atmosphere. But if Chelsea can do what Tottenham did when Pochettino came back in that lane, then I feel like Chelsea can have a chance of winning this game. But listen, we cannot go from getting a good result against City, but end up losing the next game. Because if we lose the next game, then you can forget about the trophies and top five. Because if we don't get Champions League, then we're in trouble. We are in trouble. So we need to get at least fifth place or above that if we don't want to get into trouble. So this is the game that we need to get that win. I'm not saying must win, but let's hope that Chelsea can build on that confidence, and let's hope these players can step up and do what you did against Manchester City. So there you go. So yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a draw. These players are going to be giving me a bit more confidence, the last couple of games. But going to James Park ain't that easy. Listen, don't get me wrong. Our away record is better than our home record this season. So there you go. But listen, it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Hopefully Chelsea can prove me want to get that win. So that's what my brain is telling me. So there we go. So yeah, 1-1 between Chelsea and Newcastle United. And like I said before, that game should be at least be televised either on a Saturday night 5:30 p.m. kickoff, or maybe perhaps on an 8 p.m. kickoff if they want to. But the fact that this game is not being televised is just strange. It really, really is. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, 1-1 between Newcastle and Chelsea for that game tomorrow, 3 p.m. at St James Park. So yeah, a lot of travel. If you're traveling by train, use the LNER or perhaps Lumo. If you're traveling up by drive, just take the A1M from London all the way down into Newcastle, and yeah, there you go. So that's the only way you can travel. So yeah, Newcastle against Chelsea. I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw on that game tomorrow. Right, the next one is Forest against Brighton. Now, of course, Brighton Their only win was against Bournemouth, and guess what? That is like 2 months ago. So Brighton under Robert De Zerbi hasn't been looking that much great at the moment, especially with you know with his um with his tactics. So there we go. So yeah, look at this. If you look at the table, Brighton are in eighth. They are in eighth. Because look at this, they've won five, they've drawn four, and they lost three. And guess what? If Brighton don't win and Chelsea do, we can be above Brighton for the very first time this season. Yeah, we could be above them for the very first time this season. So there's under some serious pressure for Brighton. So yeah, if you look at their last couple of results, they've drawn against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the group. They've drawn against Everton 1-1, drawn against Fulham, lost against City, drawn against Liverpool, got beat by Aston Villa. And yeah, look at that, the 24th of September. And look, we're in November. Today's the 24th of November. So it's getting 2 months since Brighton's last Premier League win, and that was against Bournemouth. So yeah, for me, I see this being another winless game for Brighton because going to Nottingham Forest ain't that easy. It really, really ain't that easy. So I see this being a loss for Brighton for this game. I really do because they faced their last home win was against Aston Villa, which they beat because they were good against a very good Aston Villa team. So I'd say this being the same thing tomorrow. I say Nottingham Forest get that win against Brighton. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I think Brighton will score. Don't get me wrong, but I think Nottingham Forest will get that win. They really will get that win. So for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for Nottingham Forest win of 2-1. I feel like it's gonna be a very difficult game. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a very difficult game for Nottingham Forest. But listen, they can do well against low blocks and at the City Ground. And let's not forget. They're still unbeaten at City Ground because no team has ever gone there and win. I can't remember the last time that team has ever gone to the City Ground and got that win. I really can't. So I've seen this been another unbeaten home record for Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. The atmosphere then in East Midlands. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for a Nottingham Forest win of 2-1. The goal scorers, I think, Callum Hudson-Odoi will score, and who else? Awoniyi will score for Brighton. The only goal scorers for me is going to be Pedro Neto, and that's probably it, or maybe Matoma. So yeah, 2-1 to Nottingham Forest is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Saturday's games, there really, really is. The next one is Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth got that huge win against Newcastle when they beat them 2-0. Sheffield United got a good result against Brighton. So, yeah, both teams didn't lose their game. And I think Bournemouth might be out of the relegation zone. Let me just have a look. At the table. Give me a second. Yeah, they're out of it. So yeah. So guess what? It is it is 16th versus 18th. Now Bournemouth are on 9 points and Sheffield United are on 5. So this is a must win for both teams because if Bournemouth win tomorrow, would they go above Fulham? No, actually, no. They'll still be in 16th, but they'll be on the same points as Fulham and 1 point behind Nottingham Forest. So there we go. But if Sheffield United win, not only would they be 1 point behind Bournemouth, but they could potentially be out of the relegation zone if Luton Town lose against Crystal Palace. So this is going to be another interesting and good game to watch. Now it's so difficult. It's so difficult to predict this one because both teams are in. I think Bournemouth are still in the relegation battle. I say because of Sheffield United. So I mean, Bournemouth got that huge win. Sheffield United got a decent result. Man, I don't know what to predict because I was gonna predict a Bournemouth win or maybe a Sheffield United win, but I see this being a draw. I really, really do. So yeah, because Bournemouth aren't good away from home. They really aren't. For Sheffield United, they got their last win. I mean, their last home game was against Wolves, and they beat them 2-1. They beat Wolves 2-1. So can Sheffield United keep that up, getting a good decent results? We have to wait and see. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, it's so difficult to predict. But in my head, my head was telling me 1-1. So that's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to go for a 1-1 between Sheffield United and Bournemouth because both teams, the last game before the international break, they got this result. So I see Sheffield United get another this result, and if they can keep this up, maybe they could be the team here that could be that could be safe this season. So there you go. See, I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw, and the goal scores for me, Sheffield United. I'm not quite sure who will score that goal. Bournemouth, maybe Doris Solanke or maybe Billing for Bournemouth, who's on a winger. So yeah, that is it. So difficult to predict, but yeah, I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw between that game between Sheffield United and Bournemouth. So there you go. All right, and then we move on into London Derby, a very good game, and it is Brentford up against Arsenal at the GT Community Stadium. Now, guess what? Both teams are still unbeaten in London derbies. They're still unbeaten. For Brentford, their last lost, I think it was against wasn't it I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember the last time that Arsenal or Brentford lost their unbeaten lost their London derbies because both teams are remain unbeaten. So that's why this is a good game. For Arsenal, ever since they've lost 2-0 in the opening day of the season about 2 years ago, they've won 2-1. They've won 3-0 and they've drawn 1-1. And I think that game they should have won. So yeah, so Arsenal haven't lost against Brentford ever since 2 years ago. So there you go. And for Brentford, they've lost 3-0 against Liverpool, which I didn't expect. Where for Arsenal, they've beaten Burnley 3-1. So there you go. And let's not forget, this time last year, Arsenal got that 3-0 win against Brentford at the GT Community Stadium. So I think there's going to be the same result again because Arsenal, if let's guess what, if Arsenal win against Brentford and Manchester City or Liverpool drop points, they'll be top of the table for the very first time this season. So there you go. So that's why to me it's going to be a very good game to watch. Obviously, I wanted to do a live watching on, but I can't because I have to do my match reaction to that one. So there we go. But yeah, should be a really good game. London Derby, JT Community Stadium is still a difficult place to go to. Don't get me wrong, but I believe Arsenal are much better than Brentford. And Brentford got a few more injuries. I'm hearing that Bournemouth might not injured and Everton is still out. So there you go. So yeah, for this game, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Arsenal win. Double Jesus is back, so let's see if he can get some goals back in goals. The goals for me is going to be Bukayo Saka, maybe Trossard and Martin Ellie. So those are going to be the goal scorers for that game tomorrow. So yeah, 3-0 to the Gunners. Clean sheet, 3 goals, 3 points, still in the title race. And if they win and Manchester City and Liverpool drop points, they'll be top of the table. So there you go. So I know that Arsenal fans will be watching that early kickoff and they'll be also watching that game, hoping that that game ends in a 2-2 and Arsenal win against Brentford. So there you go. So yeah, 3-0 to Arsenal is going to be my prediction for that game against Brentford tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night football. So there we go. Right, so that is Saturday's games. Let's move on into Sunday's games. So the first one is 2 p.m. kickoff, and it's also a really good game. It's Tottenham Hotspur against Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, their last away game was against Nottingham Forest, and they've lost 2-0. For Tottenham Hotspur, they've lost back-to-back games for the very first time this season. So, especially under Ange Postecoglou. So, there you go. Now, this game is difficult because Tottenham's last home game was against Chelsea and they've got absolutely destroyed 4-1. If this game was at the Villa Park, then you know what my prediction is going to be. At least Villa win a 3-1. But this game is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so and guess what? When these two faced each other this time last season, it was 2-0 to Aston Villa, and that was under Antonio Conte. So listen, it's very difficult to predict this one because Aston Villa, will they ever get their first away win this season? Or Tottenham, bounce back after that to humiliate back-to-back losses against Chelsea and Wolves? So, yeah, it's so difficult, it really is. Because my first thought is that Tottenham will bounce back. But I thought to myself, you know what? If Tottenham had the full squad, if Tottenham didn't get much of these injuries, then I would have gone for Tottenham with probably 2-0. But the fact that James Maddison is out, Mickey van der Ven is out, Christian Romero is still suspended, Udogi is back, so let's see if he can prove. Who else is out? And I think that might be it. So with this kind of defense, I don't think Tottenham would do much better with that defense, especially the likes of Mickey van der Ven being out and James Maddison being out, who could be the summer side of the season. So there you go. So yeah, for this game, it's so difficult to predict, but I think as well will cause more troubles for Tottenham because guess what? Let me tell you the truth. Guess what? Aston Villa are 1 point, just 1 point behind Tottenham. So if Aston Villa go and beat Tottenham, they'll be 2 points ahead of them. But if Tottenham win and the other teams don't, then Tottenham could be the only way for Tottenham to be back in first place is they need to win against Villa and make sure that Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City drop points. That's the only way for Tottenham to be back top of the table. But if you want me to be honest with you, I don't think Tottenham are going to get that win. And guess what? Aston Villa are also in a tight race because guess what? If they win, if they beat Tottenham, they could go first place, sorry, second place, depending on Liverpool and Arsenal dropping points. So yeah, Aston Villa are also in the tight race as well, strangely enough. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, it's on Sunday. I don't know what to predict. Can Tottenham get that win or will Aston Villa get that win? I feel like this is going to be another loss for Tottenham. So I think they will score, but I see this being another 2-1 loss for Tottenham. So Aston Villa, over to you. You beat them last season at White Hart Lane. Can you do that the same thing this season under Unai Emery? Let's see what you can do. So yeah, Tottenham Hotspur versus Villa. I'm going to go for Unai Emery side to win 2-1. But I feel like I got this feeling that Tottenham will bounce back. But with those injuries and Romero being suspended, I just don't think they're going to get another win. So there you go. So yeah, Villa 2-1 to them. Definitely going to be watching that game. So yeah, there we go. And then we move on into the goal scorers. To Tottenham, I think Son will already scored that goal. And for Villa, I'm gonna go for Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey to score for those goals. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, 2-1 to Villa is gonna be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Then we move on into 4:30 kickoff, sorry, and it is Everton versus Manchester United. Now, there's gonna be I'm not going to be talking about this too much, but I have to say, I feel bad for Everton because of the 10 points deduction. I feel like this thing has never happened before in the Premier League. It has never ever happened before when it comes to financial fair play. I don't know what Everton did wrong. All I know is that they got points deducted. And I said this during my discussions with my friends on the terrace, and I said to one of them is that I feel scared as a Chelsea fan because us and Manchester City and maybe potentially Tottenham could be next. Because I'm hearing that both Chelsea and Manchester City, if they plead guilty, they could potentially get relegated. For Tottenham, it could be the exact same thing. So, yeah, I'm just scared, but hopefully Chelsea can be innocent and not get relegated because surely you just cannot do that. You just cannot relegate these two big teams, especially Manchester City. Since they're the best team in England, you just cannot do that. But I can potentially see that happening. So the fact that Everton got the total 10 points is absolutely horrendous because they went from 14th all the way down to 19th. But guess what? guess what? If you look at this year, if you look how many points Everton got, they've only got 4. So guess what? I still think that Everton could stay up despite them getting 10-point deduction. And guess what? If Everton beat Manchester United, Everton will be out of the relegation zone, which puts them into 17th, just 2 points behind. Just and make and if Everton want to get out of the relegation zone, they need to win against Manchester United and make sure that Luton Town and Sheffield United do not win their games. So there you go. So yeah, and they're on the same points as Burnley. So there you go. Despite them, starting to pick up form a bit, they were in a relegation zone, but I still think they'll be staying up. So yes, if they would have not given 10 points deduction, they would have been in 14th. And if they would have beaten Manchester United and depending on the other results, they could have been like 2 points behind Chelsea. So yeah, I feel bad for Everton, and I know there's going to be a lot of protests in that game, and I'm hearing that Sky Sports are going to mute that because of because they don't want to show the incidents and all that stuff. So yeah. And guess what? If you're a Manchester United fan, I feel like it's no. I feel like this is a bad time to play against Everton because, like I said, they're getting points deduction. They're going to be lots of protests, and I know the fans are going to encourage the players to really be up for it and make sure that Everton don't get relegated. So, yeah, if you're a Manchester United fan, it is not a very good, and it's not a very good game to be facing against Everton. It really, really isn't. So, there you go. So, yeah. So for that game, Manchester United are dead. They are absolutely dead. And going to Goodison Park ain't that easy. It really ain't that easy. So, yeah, for this game tomorrow, I feel like Manchester United will win, because they're bad, I feel like Everton are gonna get that win. I'm gonna go for 1-0. Guess what? Guess what? If Chelsea win against and guess what? Manchester United don't barely get draws. They are the first team to never ever get a draw this season. So that is interesting. But guess what? Guess what? If Chelsea win against Newcastle and Manchester United don't, we'll be 2 points behind them. And yeah, this could be like the battle of the mid-table. So come on, Everton, beat Manchester United because I want us to close the gap on them. I really do. So there we go. So Everton, I feel like they will get that 1-0 win. Although, although it could be the other way. It could be a Manchester United 1-0 win. So yeah, but listen, it's at Goodison Park. They're doing the protest, so yeah, I don't think Man United are not going to look good in this game. I feel like they will dominate Everton, but against a low block, they just can't handle it. They just really can't. So that's why for this game tomorrow, so on a Sunday, I'm going to go for Manchester United loss against Everton. Is going to be 1-0. The only goal scorer for me is going to be the Corey, and that is it. That is it. That's only going to be the goal scorer. So yeah, for that game tomorrow, just keep on saying tomorrow on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. I'm gonna go for 1-0 Everton win, and that's gonna be it. So if you're a Manchester United fan, it's not gonna. I don't think it's a really good time to play against Everton, especially when they got points deducted during the international break. So, and the only thing is that why is the FFP and the Premier League talking about this during the international break? Why are they doing that? I know the international break sometimes can be boring, but why do this during the international break? It just doesn't make any sense. It just don't. I bet you after the international break, which is coming up in March, they'll talk about another team that's been cheating, like they did it for Tottenham, Man City, and Chelsea. Like they'll do this in another international break. I don't think they'll do this during the Premier League games. So there you go. So don't know why they're doing this during the international break. It just doesn't make any sense. It really don't. But yeah, Everton fans, I feel sorry for you. You don't deserve it. I think that's absolutely ludicrous from the FFP to give you 10-point deduction. But I believe here that since you got good this results, I believe you go out there and just do everything that you can to beat Manchester United since they're playing absolutely awful at the minute. So yeah, Everton 1, Manchester United is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. Then finally, we move on into Monday night, and it is Fulham against Wolves. Now, Fulham, they've lost 1-0 against Manchester United in that game. Whereas for Wolves, they got that huge win against Tottenham Hotspur at Craven Cottage. So, yeah, I'm not sure how these two and plus when Fulham played on last Monday Night Football, they lost 2-1 against Chelsea. So could this be another game where Fulham don't do one on Monday Night Football? I think so because Wolves are starting to really pick up decent form. You know, they like to beat Manchester City, they got a draw against Newcastle, they got a draw against Aston Villa, they beat Tottenham. So Wolves under or who, Gary O'Neill is starting to look a bit better. And I feel like if I was a Bournemouth fan, I think to myself, was sacking Gary O'Neill really the right thing to do? Because guess what? If Bournemouth didn't sack Gary O'Neill, I believe Bournemouth would be in the same position as Wolves being in 12th place. So there you go. So that's why Bournemouth are in the relegation zone and Wolves aren't. So Gary O'Neill's tactics starting to look really, really good. Starting to look really, really good. So yeah, for this game, I wanted to go for like a 2-1 Wolves win, but I feel like they only score one. I feel like they will keep a clean sheet, and I only put one past Fulham. So yeah, that's my first thought because that's what the because Fulham, I feel like they will dominate Wolves, but I think Gary will have the tactics on how to like frustrate Fulham and just continue their poor record at home because their last win at home, I think it was against Sheffield United when they beat them 3-0, something like that. So there we go. So ever since then, it's been loss, a few draws, but more losses. So there you go. So I feel like it's going to be another home loss for Fulham. And yeah, we're also going to get that win 1-0. And the goal scorer, I'm going to go for probably Wanky Chan. That's going to be the only goal scorer for that game on Monday night. So yeah, 1-0 to Wolves, going to be my prediction for that game. And that's going to be the final game for game week number 13 in the Premier League since it's back. So yeah, 1-2 is going to be my prediction for that game on Monday night. Right, guys, so that is it. That is all my Premier predictions. Let me go through them one more time. So Saturday's games, huge game of the weekend, big game, Man City, Liverpool. I've gone for Desmond 2-2 earlier kickoff, which is strange. The next one, I've gone for West Ham United 3-1 win against Burnley at Turf Moor. Then I've gone for Crystal Palace 2-0 win against newly promoted team Luton Town away from home. Then I've gone for a draw between Chelsea and Newcastle, 3 p.m. kickoff. Another strange one. Then I've gone for Nottingham Forest 2-1 win against Brighton at the City Ground. They have gone for a draw 1-1 between Sheffield United and Bournemouth at Bramall Lane. They have gone for a 3-0 Arsenal win in the London derby against Brentford at the GT Community Stadium away from in West London. Then on Sunday's games, I've gone for Villa 2-1 win against Tottenham at White Hart Lane in North London. Then I've gone for an Everton 1-0 win against Manchester United at Merseyside in Liverpool. Then I've gone for a 1-0 Wolves win against Fulham in West London at Craven Cottage. So that is it, guys. That is all my Premier predictions. With since the Premier League is back after the last international break. So there we go. So that is all my Premier predictions for game week number 13. So yeah, like I said, the only games I'll be doing live watch alongs is Manchester City versus Liverpool and also Chelsea away to Newcastle. So make sure you guys don't miss any of that one. So let's see if Man City and Liverpool can be the most entertaining game, and let's hope that Chelsea can start getting wins and start getting a win form if they want to be in the top 5 and win a trophy under Mauricio Pochettino. So fingers crossed that happens. So those are the double live watch channels are going to be able to do on for tomorrow's game. So make sure you guys don't miss any of that one. Alright guys, so that is it. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and if you're happy that the Premier League is back. Make sure you hit the bonus notification so that never miss any of my YouTube content on Elijah Talks Football. And make sure that you click the share button so that everyone is feel welcome to watch this video, look at my predictions, and let me know what your predictions are. And would you change of any of my predictions? Would you think that Man City are going to continue to get that home win against Liverpool? Do you think that Brentford are going to get something against Arsenal? And do you think that Do you think that Tottenham will bounce back after those two losses? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll wait. And then if I got plenty of time, I'll look at it and I'll see if I agree or disagree. And I'll ask you guys why I went for that prediction. So make sure you guys do those three and four things: like, subscribe, hit the bonus notifications, and click the share button. All right, guys. So have a great weekend. Catch you guys tomorrow for the live watch alongs and all that stuff. And as always, big up your damn selves. Look after yourselves. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll catch you guys again very, very soon. In a bit, people. Peace.